Hello, friends. My name's Jennifer. Welcome into my home and into my kitchen, where today we are just doing a few kitchen chores, getting some things done that need to be done, and doing some ginger preservation. This is the first time that I have ever preserved some ginger for use in the kitchen, and I wanted to bring you along with me. So, as I do these chores, preserve the ginger, get some other things prepared, I wanted to bring you along. So, my husband and I were just doing some research on whether or not you need to peel ginger, because this is a very tedious process for this amount of ginger. And because I wasn't sure if the skin on the peel on the ginger was toxic, or bitter, or just had a bad flavor, anything like that in general. And it says that you do not need to peel the ginger, that you can eat it with the peel on, and that it just depends also on the ginger, whether it's a young ginger or an older ginger. And I don't know if you could see the difference between this one and this one, that this peel definitely looks different. So I am going to take off most of this one. But I mean, I've been really working hard to get down into these like armpit areas, breaking off where I can, but I didn't want to waste a whole lot. And I'm going to be putting this in the food processor and basically pulverizing it and make little scoops of ginger just to use for my chai tea. And if I don't need to go through all of this, then I'm not going to. So I'm just going to clean up the spots that don't look that great. Hold on. My tea is ready. So I'm just going to get off some areas that I don't like the looks of. This skin on this one just seems a little bit thicker. So I'm going to take that off. And like I said, I'm going to be putting this in the food processor, which you're going to see here in just a little bit, and just make ginger balls, if you will. Ginger. I got the idea from Becky at Acre Homestead. She does this with her ginger and garlic, and she calls them little pucks. So why not? We'll call them little pucks. And I thought it was a great idea for the garlic, for sure. But at the time, ginger wasn't a priority, to pay attention too much for that, because I don't really use ginger. Well, now I am. And it's much easier. This is a very tedious process trying to peel all of this. So I'm just going to go around and clean up the areas that are like scarred from where, like, this is dry right here, and from where other, I don't know if fingers, if you will, I think they're called, have been pulled off. And like this right here just doesn't look very good. But anyway, like I was saying, when I go to use this, I'm going to put that little ginger puck in a tea bag, so it would catch any skin peel that may flake off in the process, and be good to use. So that's what I'm going to do. I just wasn't sure if it was bitter or toxic, and a large amount of quantities. If you have any opinion on this or any information that you can share, do you peel your ginger? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you do, since I am definitely a new ginger user. I never used to like it. Didn't really care for like gingerbread cookies or ginger snap cookies, that kind of thing. I tend to shy away, but as we age, our taste does change, and I'm glad I tried it again. Maybe it will inspire me to try other things that I haven't liked in the past, and maybe this can inspire you to do the same. So, this is a lot of ginger. So, because this is so fibrous, I am going to cut this up some so that my food processor doesn't have to work as hard. I don't know if this is necessary. We'll see with this first batch how it goes. I have a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper that I'm going to be scooping this out and then sticking that in the freezer before I put them in a resealable bag. So I've got my food processor right here, and just get this set up. Now, I just bought these very large ones this morning. Just came in my grocery delivery, and of course I don't know how long they were at the grocery store, but they look pretty decent. Let's cut this piece off. And this was just under, oh shoot, I think 2 pounds of what I got. Plus I had a couple of the smaller ones in my refrigerator from my last grocery trip. So let's see here. Bring it around to a different angle. I'm not trying to make it into a paste or anything. I am just trying to mince it up. So let's look and see what this looks like. I think that texture will be great. I just want something, I guess what I need to try is I want something that's going to stick to itself in this cookie scoop. So let's give that a try before I put more in. So this is only a teaspoon cookie scoop. So I will probably, I'm thinking I'm going to pack this in there pretty good so that they'll stick. That didn't stay, did it? I wonder if I need to maybe add a little bit of water. Let's do that. Because I don't want to, this is for tea, so I don't want to add oil or something like that. But I could add a little bit of water and that may help it. That was about a 1/4 cup of water. We'll test it and see. I wonder, I may, if they won't stay in one shape, I suppose just keeping it kind of flaked like that, as long as it doesn't, as long as it doesn't freeze into a block in a bag, I might could just leave it like that. Although that's not too bad. Maybe I should just go ahead and do this one, and then the second batch we'll try it the other way, because if I don't have to go through this step, that'll save a step, and that'll be easier in the end. So maybe we'll try both ways. That water that is in the bottom of this right now, I bet that strained would be really good in my chai. Well, that one, I grabbed that from the water. So that right there is telling me something. Stick this in the freezer like this. I'm going to strain the water out of here. Because I don't think that water helped. It was a good experiment. And I'm going to put this in my chai concentrate that I just made. I don't think that'll be a bad thing at all. Oh, this smells amazing. I'm going to pop this in the freezer as well, and I'm going to set a timer for about an hour, 2 hours maybe, and then once it's mostly frozen, I'll go ahead and bag it up. I'm going to set the timer for 90 minutes. If I can find it. The minced batch I just put in my deep freeze, so it will freeze a lot faster than the one that I made into pucks I put in my home refrigerator freezer, so that's not going to freeze as fast. Either way is fine. I am embarking on a journey to make my own laundry detergent, liquid laundry detergent. So I have here steeping some lemon balm that I'm going to let steep overnight and use that as a scent for my laundry detergent. I could keep it unscented, but I thought I'd give that a try. I saw a video on somebody doing that, and it is her recipe that I am using, and I will bring you along when I make that, and we'll see how well that works. I am just doing lots of little chores around the kitchen today. Nothing that really adds up to a finished meal or anything like that, at least not right at this time. And I am going to cook up some breakfast sausage. And then after I get this in the pan, then I can clean up my ginger mess. We love breakfast around here, and if I have breakfast sausage already made and in the freezer waiting for me, it'll just be much nicer. I have done this previously. And it worked really well. I do it with my bacon. I brought you guys along one time with the bacon. It's just much easier than, oh, I think I want to make something with sausage in it, and your sausage is in the freezer, uncooked, frozen. And then this way, so I've got 3 pounds. I think these are 1 pound each. Yes. So 3 pounds of sausage that I could use. I'm calling it breakfast sausage. It's country mild. I could use this on pizzas. I could use it in breakfast casseroles. I could, it's going to be crumbled sausage, not patties. But if I wanted to like make a breakfast sandwich or something like that, you could put crumbles on a breakfast sandwich. Wouldn't be the neatest thing, but why not? If I can eat a BLT with cherry tomatoes, I could eat a breakfast sandwich with sausage crumbles. Before I got some of my slicing tomatoes out of the garden, the cherry tomatoes were very prolific, and I was craving a BLT so bad. So I just took my cherry tomatoes and kind of make a little chutney, if you will. All I did was chop them up and put that on a BLT. Couldn't even see what I was doing. I'm going to let that brown a little bit. So far we have our cheese sliced and grated. We have our ginger prepped and in the freezer. And I have some sausage on the stove cooking up. I have my lemon balm steeping to make my laundry detergent. And that's where we're at so far. So I'm going to clean up some messes. I'll show you. And this has been waiting on me. So I have a little bit of work to do. Got an earbud in. I want to crank some music and get to work. If you see me dancing, pay no attention. So the sausage is done cooking, and I'm just going to let it come down in temperature before I put it in a container to put in the freezer. I was able to, I'm almost done. I was able to get most of that counter cleaned off. So I have a couple items there that I need to deal with. I got most of the dishes washed that I wanted to hand wash. I got the sink cleaned, and I just need to finish with this counter right here, bring a couple of things out to the compost pile, move that spice rack back, close up the dishwasher, rags in the laundry, and got a bunch done today. Oh. did a bunch of nothing and a bunch of stuff all at the same time. Everybody out there knows what it's like to just get chores done around the house. And today I thought I'd bring you along with me and try something new with the ginger that still has about 42 minutes left on the timer for in the freezer. So I will bring you back when I bag that up so we can see which one looks like it will work better, the pucks or just the loose ginger. I probably should have measured some out to see what a 4-inch piece of ginger looks like minced up, but I'll probably just start off with a couple of tablespoons. If the pucks work, I'll put a whole puck in there. If the pucks don't work, and even when I use the minced, I'll probably start off with 2 tablespoons and then go from there and see, do I need to add more on the next batch or less? And we'll experiment that way. But I'm very happy that I was able to buy a bulk amount. That was about a little over 2 pounds worth of fresh ginger that we minced up like that and got prepared. So I'm happy about that. Welcome back, friends. My 90-minute timer just went off for the ginger, and I took a look at it, and 90 minutes was more than enough time. I probably could have taken this out at even 60 minutes. So let me just show you what I have. So these pucks are staying together pretty well. So I probably could have done all of them in pucks. And let me see how well this breaks up. Yeah, this is going to break up. Can't really see that. Let me turn this right here. Just gonna kind of break this up a little bit without tearing the parchment paper if I can. I did a little bit there. And let's see if I can put these big pieces in. I can always break them up once I get them in the bag. If I can either leave them in big chunks or separate them. I think I'm going to go ahead and break it up so that when I reach in and get a couple of tablespoons, I can obviously measure it better than a sheet of ginger like that. But I'm real excited to have this. Even the parchment paper smells delicious. So I have this bag right here. I just zipped it up. I'm gonna break it apart real quick. So now it's all fairly loose in there. There's a couple of larger chunks like that one right there, but I'm sure if I reached in and grabbed it, it will come apart just fine. And I'm just going to throw these pucks in here as well, and I'll leave them as is. If they break apart, no big deal. Have you ever wanted to take a bite out of parchment paper? Now, for the sake, I think I've got ginger on my glasses. Either that or moisture. Can't tell yet. For the sake of odor in the refrigerator, I am going to double bag this. I don't know if that's necessary for ginger, but I'm going to do it anyway. Definitely I would do that with garlic. And just with this idea, keep in mind you can do the same thing with garlic. Just put it in your food processor. I know when, like I said, I got the idea from Becky over at Acre Homestead. A lot of times she'll put oil in with the garlic. And with the garlic, I would have no problem putting oil because most of the time you're going to be cooking it in a dish, you know, that has some sort of oil fat in it. But this ginger is for my tea, so there's not going to be any oil in that. But that helps it hold together a little bit. And probably the water that I put in there helped with that ginger a little bit, but you want to make sure that there's not too much. But just spreading it out on the spreadsheet, I think worked great. So the sausage is just about down to temperature that I can bag it up. I'm going to give it probably another 15-20 minutes. It's still a little bit warm, and I don't want any temperature to it at all. I want it to be room temperature before I put it in a bag. And I will also put that in just a Ziploc bag and put that in the freezer. I may keep some out to make something with dinner tonight. I'm not sure what we're doing for dinner tonight, but now that we have all of those things done, the kitchen's cleaned up, and the only thing that I have to deal with now are these 2 cookie sheets and the ginger or moisture on my glasses. So we didn't do much today, but I appreciate you coming along with me, keeping me company. I had some music playing in my ears, and I had you guys to talk to, so I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate your time that you spend with me. You can spend your time anywhere, and the fact that you take the time out of your day to sit with me while I piddle around the kitchen, I greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.